They told us it was a love story rooted in faith, that Kody and Robyn's courtship was sacred, chaste, and blessed, something pure that made them morally superior to the rest of the Brown family dynamics unraveling on screen. But then came the whispers, the receipts, and the timeline that just didn't add up. How does a couple go from claiming they only shared church kisses before marriage? Meanwhile, Kody was splurging tens of thousands of dollars on lingerie and special clothes during that same courtship period? Hi, friends. I'm Oliva, and welcome back to TLC's Sister Wife Secret. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for the real story behind the show, because here we remember what they hope we'll forget. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Did you ever buy the pure love story Kody and Robyn were selling? Because let's be real, this wasn't just about one couple falling in love. This was a calculated effort to paint their connection as godlier, cleaner, more righteous than anything Kody had with Mary, Janelle, or Christine. That idea gave them power. It excused the favoritism. It justified breaking the very rules they imposed on everyone else. But the timeline didn't lie. Robyn joined the family under the guise of spiritual courtship. But behind the scenes, there were hotel nights, flirty photo shoots, expensive pre-marriage lingerie bills, and late-night phone calls that sound a whole lot more like an affair than a sacred partnership. All while Kody was still married to 3 other women, women raising his children, believing they were all playing by the same moral playbook. So we have to ask, was this ever really about modesty? Or was it always about rewriting the rules to serve Robyn and Kody's version of the truth? You know what's hard to forget? That one scene, Season 3, Episode 10. All 5 adults sitting on the couch, and Janelle casually mentions that the women are heading out for the night. Cody, the big patriarch, the leader of this one big happy family, is going to stay home with the kids. His reaction? Disgust, actual disgust crosses his face, as if staying home with his own children was some kind of punishment. And that wasn't a one-off. That was Kody, every single time. He treated parenting like a favor he was doing someone, not a responsibility he shared. And the few times he did step in, he called it babysitting. Think about that. A father calling time with his own kids babysitting, because deep down, Kody didn't see fatherhood as his job. He saw it as optional. Janelle said it best. She raised her kids. Christine raised hers. They stepped up. They stayed up late, they homeschooled. They handled everything from fevers to finances. Kody, meanwhile, would pop in to burn some meat on the grill and call it involvement. But when it came to Robyn's children, whole different story. He was present. He was soft. He was supportive. Suddenly he had time. Suddenly he was emotionally available. This wasn't just garden variety neglect. This was selective parenting because Kody didn't want to be a father. He wanted to be admired. He wanted applause without doing the hard work. And if he couldn't be the hero, he just opted out altogether. Remember when Robyn used to cry at everything? I mean, everything. In the early seasons of Sister Wives, she couldn't get through a single sentence without choking up. A question about chores? Tears. A disagreement with Christine? Full breakdown. It became her signature. Tears as a shield. And for a while it worked. Viewers gave her grace. The other wives gave her space. Kody gave her everything. But somewhere around season 17, something changed. Suddenly, Robyn wasn't crying anymore. She was smirking, rolling her eyes, tossing out sarcastic one-liners like, "Oh, I guess I get the luggage rack." The martyr act dropped. Now it's all about smug comments and fake confusion. The shift was jarring and honestly revealing, because it turns out the tears were never about deep emotional pain. They were a tool. And when they stopped working, Robyn found a new one: condescension. What really pushed fans over the edge was the blatant lying. Like the camping trip episode, Christine and Janelle are visibly hauling supplies, cooking, corralling kids, while Robyn lounges in a chair doing her makeup. Fast forward a few seasons, and Robyn flat out denies it ever happened like that. "That's not the truth," she laughs. "But we saw it. It's on camera." It's the same with household work, the same with parenting. She rewrites events that aired to millions and gaslights anyone who remembers otherwise. Whether it's guilt-tripping the other wives or weaponizing selective memory, Robyn's always had a strategy. The only difference now? She's not hiding it behind tears anymore. Let's talk about the religion card, because when things got uncomfortable in the Brown family, that card got pulled faster than you could blink. From the beginning, Cody and Robyn pushed this image of their relationship being somehow holier, more righteous, more pure than the rest. We heard over and over that they didn't kiss before their wedding, that they were modest, that they followed God's timing. But come on, if you've watched Sister Wives long enough, you know the timeline doesn't add up. They told us they didn't kiss before the altar. But then TLC aired the footage. Remember the kiss during Christine's labor? Yes, during labor. While Christine was literally in the hospital, giving birth to Truly, Cody snuck off to cuddle up and kiss Robyn. That wasn't just emotional betrayal. It was broadcasted spiritual hypocrisy. And then there's the whole chastity narrative. They painted this pure courtship, like it was some divine love story, only for receipts to surface, showing lingerie shopping sprees, hotel stays, and intimate moments that didn't exactly scream modesty. The $30,000 in Victoria's Secret wasn't about modesty. It was about image, using faith as a prop to justify choices that didn't match the story they were telling. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. Religion wasn't guiding Cody and Robyn. It was protecting them from accountability, from judgment, from having to answer to the other wives or the audience. Anytime Cody was called out, it was suddenly not safe to talk. Anytime Robyn was questioned, she'd fall back on what God told her. But what about what they did? What about the hurt, the favoritism, the manipulation? At some point, it stopped being about faith and started being about control. And using religion as a shield, that's not spiritual. It's selfish. One of the most bizarre parts of watching Sister Wives over the years is witnessing Cody and Robyn try to rewrite history on a reality show. Like, we have the footage, we've seen the scenes. This isn't a high school rumor mill. It's a televised, documented timeline that millions of people have watched. But somehow, they still think they can tweak the story and come out looking like the victims. Robyn will sit there with a straight face, well, sometimes smirking now, and claim things didn't happen the way we all saw them happen. She'll say the other wives were always mean to her, that she never wanted special treatment, that she just wanted peace and unity. But roll back the tapes, and it's right there. Her getting a legal marriage to Cody while Mary crumbled. Her crying over moving again, while everyone else packed boxes for her. Her demanding a nanny during COVID, while Janelle's sons were left out in the cold. And Cody, he's no better. He says the other wives abandoned him. But the truth is they were pushed. Christine called it. He stopped showing up, stopped trying, then acted like he was the one betrayed. And now, he sits in his confessionals acting confused, like, I don't know what happened. Sir, the audience knows what happened. The wives know what happened. You know what happened. That's the wild part. They're trying to revise the narrative in real time while we're all watching the reruns. It doesn't work. Being on a reality show means your actions are recorded, and no matter how many times they claim victimhood, the receipts don't lie. You can't edit your way into innocence when the truth is already out there. And the audience? We've been paying attention. While Cody and Robyn have been busy rewriting their fairy tale, the real story, the one that's actually moved people, is Christine and Janelle's. Their journeys weren't about control or performance. They were about survival. And finally, freedom. When you look at how far they've come, compared to the spiral happening in Robyn's corner of the family, it's almost poetic. Christine's transformation especially feels like watching someone take their first deep breath after years underwater. This is the same woman who once sobbed on camera saying she felt like she didn't matter, who asked Cody to just try to be present with her kids. And when he refused, she didn't grovel, she walked. She packed that moving truck herself and she left with dignity, not drama. And what happened next? Happiness. Real, visible, contagious happiness. Then came David. And listen, it's not about him being flashy or perfect. He's not trying to be some reality star savior. But what he gives Christine is something Cody never did. Respect, presence, gentleness. He shows up, he listens. He celebrates her without conditions. And that, right there, is what healing looks like. And Janelle? Her strength has always been quiet but powerful. She raised her kids while Cody flitted between moods and mansions. And when she finally said, "I'm not going to be spoken to like that," it was like the entire audience exhaled with her. She drew a line, and she stood by it. Meanwhile, Cody and Robyn are still crying about loyalty and rewriting old chapters. But Christine and Janelle aren't stuck in the past. They're writing new stories. And that's the biggest difference. While some cling to control, others find peace in letting go. And the joy you see on Christine's face, that's not a lie, that's freedom, not a lie.